Hello again, not from my front porch. I'm here in Carroll at the Babyland Cemetery. My daughter Victoria's grave is right here behind me. You see over there the one with the angels over here. And I've talked to you about Victoria before, and I've told you the story about her before, but I wanted to give you a tour of how to get to Victoria. Just in case you're ever in the Carroll area, I wanted to make sure you know how to stop and pay your respects if you would like to, because I know Victoria would love to have visitors. So here we go. I'm going to show you a couple of different ways. You're able to come into the Carroll Cemetery and come right to Victoria's grave. So here we go. First, come into town, look for Grant Road. And you want to turn and go to the south, which if you're coming from that direction, obviously the left turn. Coming from inside Carroll, it'd be a right turn. When that direction I meant out of town. Anyway, so we're on North Grant Road now, excuse me, and we're heading to the south. Come here by the Smithfield plant here in Carroll, and we're going to cross over the railroad tracks. You got to be a little careful because this particular railroad intersection can be a bit rough, and so you want to go slow lest you completely destroy the suspension of your car, which would not be a good thing. Anyway, so we're going to keep driving on here down Grant Road. Oh, by the way, that house, home of my best friend in high school, Mark Beckman, that's where his parents live. Anyway, we're going to keep driving on down the road now, and we're going to come up, we're past the Budweiser distributor, past the Kemper Catholic High School practice field area. And here is the Carroll Cemetery here, up along this way. I'm going to come up, and very soon here you see that speed limit sign says 35 miles an hour, and just on the other side is an entrance to the cemetery. And this entrance will take you right to where Victoria is buried. So if I turn here, head on in through the gates, you see there's all that cemetery right there, but then right in front of us when we go this way is this heart-shaped island, and that is where Victoria is buried. Notice there's what remains of what used to be a gazebo until a big windstorm took out the gazebo. They never rebuilt the wood part. But as you come up alongside here, you will notice that right there, if I pause right here, you will see there is Victoria's grave. Right there in the middle, the one with all the angels and flowers. It has all that stuff because my family does such a fantastic job of stopping and making sure that Victoria's grave is tended for. Now let me show you another way to get here if you're coming from within town. Here we are on East First Street, having come from the west. Kemper and the Ode Twit Funeral Home is back behind us, and coming up here right there on the right is the Carroll Cemetery. And you see that the cemetery is off over there, and then up ahead here is an entrance, again on the East First Street side. Way up ahead, you see up ahead there is a street, that is Grant Road that we were on before for the other one. But if I turn here at this side gate over here off East First Street, one advantage of coming in this way is there is a military memorial right here in the middle of this circular area, where it is a tribute to all branches and service members of all wars. It's put up by the local VFW Post, or it's sponsored by the local VFW Post, and you will notice that in the pillar in the middle talks about Civil War veterans, and then there are around the perimeter there are other standing memorials to the different wars. So that's a very impressive display, you know. And while cemeteries are sad places because it's where loved ones are buried, still some cemeteries are also rather scenic and laid out very well, and the Carroll Cemetery is definitely one of those. Some beautiful gravestones. It's laid out in a very scenic fashion, but as you come around this way, you go around the circular drive that goes around this war memorial, and now we start heading down this particular road here, and you know, again, more graves off to each side. But ultimately, we're going to come up to the Babyland Island from the other direction, and right here is the Babyland Island. And again, the point of it, the bottom point of it would be down there. The top of the heart shape is up here. And as I drive around it, I come up alongside it over here, You will notice again, there's the gazebo area in the middle, and then Victoria's grave is the one over here, which I can zoom in on a little bit clearer. So there you have it. Two different ways to come and see Victoria, to come and find her grave. And I would very much encourage you to do so if you're ever in the Carroll area. And now that you know a couple of ways to come in and see Victoria, I hope that if you're ever in the Carroll area, you will consider stopping by. You don't have to leave flowers, you don't have to do anything. If you want to just kind of drive by and just take note of her grave site over here, just maybe wave to her on the way by, maybe stop and pay your respects. If you happen to see some branches or some leaves on it, clean it off. That's all very welcomed. Thank you very much for your consideration. I'll see you next time from my front porch.